Greetings fellow Shadow Raiders, Skrapcia here and this is Raid Shadow Legends free to play Doom Tower Dark Fae rotation. So this is happening only 4 times per year and you have chance to get the materials for the lethal gear set. But are you farming it correctly? If you want to know my tips and tricks about that, please stay tuned. So let's start with some basics. So as we know, each rotation takes like 4 weeks. We have 3 rotations and yeah, in year that we got usually 12 months. I hope this will not change for some time. So we'll have 4 chances to get this rotation live. Okay, so how do you want to prepare for that? And I see a lot of players, even in my current clan, they are doing it a little bit inefficient. So what do I mean by that? So let's take a look to the rankings. So here currently we see I've got 60 of the floors cleared, but in terms of rooms I've got 0. But the rest of my clanmates, they are clearing those secret rooms. And that's a little bit mistake. So let me explain. So we've got every single secret room that you can clear, most or less, it depends on your account level, with some champions, and you will get some fragments for the champion. But not only, we are also will be getting those keys. So here we've got silver keys for the Doom Tower. So currently every day we should have like 15. And generally with those we can farm a specific boss to get the forged materials. But having those as a bank and generally waiting till the end when you will clear the whole Doom Tower hard, because generally that's the level of the you want to farm, to get to the top and start farming here. Hold up guys, now it's perfect time to click on my link in the description to get free Narma as well as 3 more insane free epics as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Play on PC and then install, click on the link in the description and register with brand new email. Launch raid and complete the tutorial, go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get free Narma right after the sign up, as well Anax, Uugo and Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. Click on my link right now and let's crush it. Right, so let's calculate how many keys we can have when we will be saving those secret rooms and getting the reward. So how it works, so we've got to attack this secret room you will need to sacrifice 1 silver key, but in exchange you will get 2. Right, so we can double those keys, and we've got, let's quickly check, number 12. So we got 12 secret rooms. So if in the perfect world scenario you can clear all of them, so you will have additional 12 silver keys. So generally this is a day of farming. So if you generally clear the whole Doom Tower hard and you are able to farm the final stage, so you can use those keys to farm the final boss, and this will give you an advantage of 12 additional keys. So this doesn't sound much, but you know, lethal gear is very important on your account and you probably would like to get as much as you can. So that's one tip that you can apply here. There is also second one. So along the way that we are clearing those floors, so we are clearing the boss and we are moving forward. So for the first 1 to 3 days you can generally use your silver keys to farm those bosses. But at day 4, when the first Dark Fae boss will be available, so all the keys for the next days you will be using our Dark Fae stage here. So let's check to the rewards. So here on each floor you will see what kind of rewards you can get. So on floor 40 you will start getting legendary fragments here. Only 1, but at least it's something, right? If we move further, so far it's not unlocked, so we will be getting 1 to 3. Right, so it's going up, and if you go to the final floor 120, it will be even more. I think 3 to 5. That's kind of numbers we can expect. So instead of blindly farming like Bomal or Scarab King these days, so yeah, so what I did today, so I use all my gold keys to do the progress here, but I will use all my silver keys to farm this stage, because I want as much as possible fragments for the gear set lethal to craft in the forge. Okay, so another tip will be how to deal with Dark Fae itself as a boss. So this is very interesting and funny boss, because at the beginning of the fight she will create a mirror copy of your team, and generally you will need to defeat your own team and also the boss. Also worth to mention that she will be on the first skill stealing one of your champions, so you will end up with 4 champions instead of 5. Yeah. So what kind of strategies you can apply to deal with this boss? So my strategy here will be just nuke them. So we got special preset with the Arbiter to save the 2 meter boost, because you want to be faster, and generally start the final wave with the 2 meter boost and be first. So let's see how this will work. So we are generally clearing the waves, just one hitting them if possible. Okay, now Arbiter will start with the 2 meter boost, so will be first, then Thor is clearing the mirror copies, and then we are dealing with the boss. After that, Rathalos will be stolen, because it will be champion with the highest crit damage stolen, and then we are clearing boss once again, because she cannot do much after that. So generally that's the strategy, to just nuke the boss, and it's done in 2 turns. I would like to present another version of this team, a little bit different, because it will be much more accessible, because all the champions were accessible through the fusions, so Thor and Armas, those are fusion champions. The rest, like Loki, Arbiter and Lydia, they are generally free to acquire on each account. So let's take a look how this will perform. So let's start the fight. It will be manual, because I do not have preset for now, so we'll be saving all our skills, and generally Thor will clear the waves, so we don't want to use generally anything. Wave 1 and the second wave, so we are saving Armas 2, also bitter stuff. Okay, and once again A2, and we are almost done. So let's back to this a little bit annoying minion that cannot refuse to die. Okay, and now everything is stolen here, so we are starting with A2, so we'll control all the champions, so they cannot do anything because of the craziness of Armans. What else we can do? We can remove with the ship, but we don't have to do that. So let's boost with Arbiter. Let's place all those debuffs, so decrease defense, weaken, then we can clear here. And then Loki. Loki is very interesting champion, because we can steal the buffs and 2 meter from the enemy. So let's do that if possible. Of course it didn't work, not sure why, my bad. But anyway, let's place whatever we can on the boss, and we should be ready to go. Okay, so now Armans will control, because we can push back the 2 meter, the Dark Fae, so this is nice skill from this champion. Also, it's worth to mention that Thor A1 is also pushing back the 2 meters, so can be pretty useful. So I think now we'll get Thor stolen, right? But this is totally fine, we can just control him with Armans, so no big deal at all, and we can just full auto of the rest. So this should be pretty nice team that you can use at some point, because all the champions are more or less accessible for each account. Thor refused to die. Okay, so now Armas did that properly. So next Thor move should deal the work here. It's a little bit slower than the full nuke, but now we are using some kind of counterattacks to the current Dark Fae mechanic. So control and 2 meter control also. That's the idea. So let's take a look closer in the forge to the lethal itself. So this is pretty top gear set for damage dealer, because we got a crit rate plus 10%. So when you're finding your substats on the gear pieces, so you can reduce this because of the 10% that you are getting here from completing the full gear set. Also we got ignore 25% of the enemy defense. So for damage dealers this is huge. So this will boost your damage a lot. So how we'll be using those? Yeah, that's normal stuff. So during optimally personal CVC, because there will be the place to get the most value of it. So you will be forging your gear pieces using the all charms that you have, and maybe some other charms for the specific piece of the gear and stats that you would like to have. So that's the perfect way. So this probably will take some time, but you we would like to farm for the whole month, if possible, only the Dark Fae, nothing else. So this is the most important thing to get this thing going on. So let me present few champions that they are pretty damn good and they are using the lethal gear sets, right? So we've got here lethal on the Embrace, the anomaly. So we've got 4 pieces here. They are okay, I'm not saying the perfect, but they are pretty good. We've got also lethal on the Nice, so that's huge for this champion because this is another damage dealing champion. Okay, who else? For sure, Ninja. Ninja is also a great candidate for the lethal, so generally all damage dealers. So who else? Ratal's Blade Master, 4-piece lethal, so this is everything on every champion. If you're lucky to get Merciless, Merciless is much better, so you can, in my case it's Thor, so it's great, but in places like, okay, so also Crocat also is Merciless, so this is one level above the lethal. So let's try to find more champions here. Okay, and even my Leo for the arena build we've got with the 4-piece stone skin and lethal, so this is pretty usual combo that you would like to apply for your damage dealing champions, especially for Leonardo because you would like to protect him, so it's nice to place some stone skin and lethal here. So lethal is only 4-piece for the top gear, so not for accessories, so you will need to find 4 those pieces and 2 preferably for those other stone skin and 2 stone skin accessories, so this is perfect combo for such a champion. So on my account, lethal is much more in use than Merciless. Farming Curse City as possibly as I can. So I've got some Merciless gear set on my champions, but usually in the Forge you have more chances to get better lethal because you can use all those rank charms, etc. to boost your gear crafting, right? And generally that's the way on the currently on my account. So I've got more lethal gear than Merciless, I mean the quality that I can use, which is great. So this is very important. So please ensure that you are not hurting your account, not doing those min-maxing steps and get more lethal on your account. I hope this one was useful, so please let me know in the comments, are you following those guidelines or not? And see you in the next one. Cheers!